Across East Africa, a quiet transformation is underway, not through conflict, but through infrastructure. A new map is being drawn with cranes and bulldozers, reshaping the region's future. At the heart of this change is the LAPSSET Corridor, an ambitious project connecting nations and unlocking economic potential. This vision is shifting East Africa from isolated states to an interconnected economic bloc. But as these projects rise, the influence of external partners, especially China, becomes central. While LAPSSET is African-born, much of the expertise and funding comes from China, raising questions about partnership versus dependency. How is China shaping East Africa's future? Is this mutual prosperity or a new form of dependency? The LAPSSET story is about more than ports and railways. It's a case study in modern development and global politics. We'll explore what LAPSSET is, why it matters, China's role, and the opportunities and challenges ahead. Ultimately, LAPSSET offers a window into East Africa's future and the shifting balance of global power. The Lamu Port South Sudan Ethiopia Transport Corridor, LAPSSET, is one of Africa's boldest infrastructure projects. It links East African economies like never before, starting at the new deep-sea port in Lamu, Kenya. From Lamu, highways, railways and pipelines stretch inland, connecting Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Sudan. The goal: create a second major transport corridor, reducing reliance on the congested port of Mombasa. For Ethiopia and South Sudan, LAPSSET offers vital new routes to the sea, boosting trade and economic security. The corridor isn't just about moving goods, it's about creating new economic zones and opportunities along its path. Lamu Port is set to become one of Africa's largest, with 32 berths planned. The corridor branches from Isiolo, Kenya, toward Ethiopia and South Sudan, with a pipeline for crude oil exports. LAPSSET aims to shift development away from traditional centers, betting that infrastructure will drive growth. By connecting producers, markets, and people, it seeks to catalyze a new era for the region. It's a physical embodiment of Africa's vision for integration, African priorities, global partnerships. China's role in LAPSSET is crucial, but it's not the architect. Kenya conceived the project. The vision was born in Nairobi, but making it real requires vast capital and expertise. Chinese state-owned firms have become the primary builders, bringing experience and resources to East Africa. Companies like China Communications Construction Company built Lamu Port's initial berths and provided technical know-how. China's approach: deliver large-scale projects efficiently, making them the go-to contractors for African governments. Financing is complex. Some loans come from Chinese banks, but Kenya also invests and seeks diverse funding. China often lends on the condition that its firms do the work, creating a symbiotic relationship. This partnership accelerates development, but raises concerns about debt and limited skills transfer. China's role as builder is a double-edged sword: rapid progress, but potential dependency. East African nations must balance these benefits and risks for long-term success. For Ethiopia and South Sudan, LAPSSET is more than infrastructure. It's economic survival. Ethiopia, landlocked since the 1990s, relies almost entirely on Djibouti's port, a risky dependence. LAPSSET offers a crucial alternative: direct access to the Indian Ocean via Lamu, lowering costs and boosting competitiveness. For Ethiopia, this means greater resilience and leverage in regional affairs. South Sudan, dependent on Sudan's pipeline for oil exports, faces frequent disruptions and political tensions. The LAPSSET pipeline to Lamu would give South Sudan control over its oil exports and reduce vulnerability. Improved links would also connect South Sudan to East African markets, fostering stability and opportunity. For both nations, LAPSSET is a gateway to the global economy and a foundation for a more secure future. In today's world, geopolitical influence is built with infrastructure, not just armies. China has mastered this, using projects like LAPSSET to forge deep economic and political ties. By building roads, railways, and ports, China secures resources, opens markets, and builds goodwill. LAPSSET fits China's Belt and Road Initiative, expanding its footprint in a strategic region. This influence is subtle. China presents itself as a partner, delivering jobs and growth. African leaders gain infrastructure. China gains reliable partners and access. Critics warn of debt trap diplomacy, fearing unsustainable loans could give China leverage over strategic assets. While the evidence is debated, high debt levels are a real concern for African nations. LAPSSET is both a development project and a geopolitical chessboard. Despite its promise, LAPSSET faces major hurdles. Financing remains the biggest challenge. Costs far exceed what partner countries can afford alone. Political instability, especially in South Sudan and Ethiopia, has delayed key components. Security threats, from banditry to terrorism, complicate construction and future operations. Only a fraction of the project is complete. Lamu Port's first berths and some roads. The railway and pipeline remain unfinished, risking project fatigue and investor doubts. Overcoming these obstacles will require political will, creative financing, and regional cooperation. The corridor's future depends on sustained commitment and stability. LAPSSET presents East Africa with two possible futures. In the optimistic scenario, the corridor is completed, transforming the region with jobs, growth, and integration. Landlocked nations gain independence, and northern Kenya becomes an economic hub. China is seen as a constructive partner, and debts are managed responsibly. But there's a cautionary path: stalled projects, underused infrastructure, and heavy debt burdens. LAPSSET could become a cautionary tale of overambition and dependency, with China's role viewed more critically. The region risks deepening inequalities and tensions if the project fails to deliver. The outcome depends on governance, planning, and how leaders manage global partnerships. The choice between these futures is being made now.